Okay, I'd like to do one more two-chord song with you. This song was put out, a while ago by the Black Eyed Peas. It's called I've Got a Feeling. I don't know if you remember. It sounds kind of like this. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. I got a feeling. So you may or may not remember that one. But it's a really good song because it's two chords and the melody is syncopated. So you can play simple chords but learn to sing in a syncopated rhythm. So I think it's a great tune to learn. So what we're going to do now, instead of going from C to G, 1 to 5, we're going to go from G to C. So we'll call that, now G is 1, going to C as the 4 chord. So let's try that right now. Maybe at about 84. 1, 2. I've got a feeling. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. That tonight's gonna be a good night. I got a feeling. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. That tonight's gonna be a good night. I got a feeling. So that's a good way to practice that with the metronome at around 80, 84. But once you can do that just with whole note strums, try doing it with 2 8th notes and a quarter note rest. 1, 2. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. I got a feeling. So we just did that in the key of G, going from G to C. Now let's try doing it going from D to G. D will now be the 1 chord, G will be the 4 chord. So we're back at 84. I've got a feeling, 2, 3, 4. Up to G. That tonight's gonna be a good night. Back to D. I got a feeling, 2, 3, 4. Up to G. That tonight's gonna be a good night. Now with the 8th note strums. 1, 2. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. I got a feeling. Relax your left hand on the rest and stop with your right hand. Okay, that was the key of D. Let's move on. Let's do this in the key of A now. Going from A to a D chord. A now is 1, D is 4. And let's strum from the correct bass note, 5th string for the A chord, and the 4th string for the D chord. 1, 2. I've got a feeling, 2, 3, 4. Up to D. That tonight's gonna be a good night. Back to A. I've got a feeling, 2, 3, 4. Up to D. That tonight's gonna be a good night. Now let's do the 8th note strums. 1 and 2. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. I got a feeling. Relaxing that left hand on the rest. That tonight's gonna be a good night. I got a feeling. Alright, let's do one more key. Let's do the key of E. E as the 1 chord, and then A as the 4. Okay? So here we go from an E chord to A, quarter in a whole note strum. I got a feeling, 2, 3, 4, up to A, that tonight's gonna be a good night. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. I got a feeling. Okay, let's do that now with the 2 8-note strums. 1 and 2, and I got a feeling. Relax the left hand. Up to A. That tonight's gonna be a good night. I got a feeling. Relax the left hand on the rest. Stop with the right hand. Okay, and that's two chord songs for you, Yellow Submarine and I've Got a Feeling.